All right, welcome back to Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. Let's bring in our guest. After 29 years of hardcore fandom, I could finally brag that Dallas won the Super Bowl. Well, at least this Dallas did. He led the team in receptions and receiving yards in the playoffs from the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Dallas, we're talking to you a few days removed from the game. I feel like I'm looking at you now. You're kind of the perfect combination of glowing and exhausted. Is that kind of how you feel right now?
You nailed it. I'm just so excited. You finally win the Super Bowl, a dream of mine since, as long as I can remember. And the celebrations afterwards were a ton of fun, but it definitely is draining. The whole week in New Orleans, the game, the extracurricular activities that we took a part in, and traveling back. But there's no better feeling than being a champion, like you said.
Yeah, I was there through Saturday and then went home, and I feel like I need to be hospitalized for exhaustion. I can't imagine what you're going through. I do want to know about the after party. We know Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl. Who was the MVP, would you say, of the after party?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm going to have to go with CD Gardner Johnson. He was the first one on stage. He had the microphone in his hand a lot. He knows how to put on a show for the crowd, and he loved to talk. He loved to show his emotion, and he did it in the game, and he also did it in the after party.
An amazing week for you guys. Be honest, though, going into this game, was the sentiment in the locker room like, all right, guys, this is going to be close, and Mahomes wins these close games. Let's make sure we cut down on mistakes so we're still in it with 4 minutes left? Or were you guys like, hey, let's kick the crap out of this team because we know we can?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. You had to be ready for the situations that if it was close late in the game, you had everything, all your P's and Q's knocked of situational plays at the end of the game. But, all week I told Jalen Carter and Zach Bond, I said, if they don't score, they can't win. And they look at me and then it goes, well, if you guys scored more points than them, they can't win either. So it was a dominant performance by our defense, which was unreal to watch. I don't know if anybody expected it to go exactly the way that it did. We knew we were capable of playing a game like that. But they've been on top of the world for the last 2 or 3 years. And we didn't really know what to expect, but we went out there and played our best football at the end of the year, the last game of the year. And, that's what we always strive to do.
I think one of the biggest plays was early in the game. Not too many people are talking about it, but it was your second possession on 3rd and 5. And Hurts threw one just out of your reach, and Trent McDuffie gets called for unnecessary roughness. First of all, did you think you were getting, and then you score on that drive to go up 7-zip. Did you think you were going to get that call?
You can see on film, I clapped my hands after I did it. I wish I would have caught the ball, and then I wouldn't have had to worry about flag or anything. But, I didn't think I'd get the call, or I didn't even know there was going to be a call. I saw the flag, and I knew exactly what it was for. With the NFL rules, they protect defenseless receivers, and in that case, that's kind of where I was. The game's never won or lost by the refs, but that was a play that kept a drive alive and was big for the momentum for us.
It was huge. I think it was a turning point. I honestly think you should have gotten some MVP votes for drawing that penalty. That's hard to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll take any positive MVP votes I can. It was, I'm just really glad we got the win. Super happy for the team, the entire city of Philadelphia.
Now, you beat them 40-22, and I know the Mahomes comeback, you're probably worried about it well into the third quarter, maybe even the fourth quarter. But when you're up a good margin late in the game, are you a little looser? Is Jalen Hurts or anybody joking around in the huddle? Anyone say anything funny during the game?
There was a couple times like that. I remember, I think there was about 9 minutes left, and we kind of started going around the sideline being like, man, we did it. We're world champions. And the one thing we said, we need to stay right here. We need to be even keeled the entire game. So you can't go up, can't go down with the swing of the game. So people are still saying that. I'm like, no, I think this one's over. We can celebrate. But it was cool to see how locked in everybody said and how locked in everybody was until the clock struck zeros.
How was it determined who gets to pour the Gatorade over Coach Sirianni? Were you in the mix there, or was it determined ahead of time?
I don't know if it was determined ahead of time, but AJ and Schmitty have a great relationship with Coach Sirianni. He was a great wide receiver in college. He loves coaching the wide receivers. He's made me a better route runner. But so just the amount of time he spends with AJ and Smitty, I think those two wanted to do it, felt privileged to do it. And, I was all for that.
And I have to know, just for my own sanity, because you could bet on these things, what time of the day did you know what color the Gatorade was? Or was it days before?
See, I'm never sure. For us, we always have yellow Gatorade on the sideline, the lemon lime flavor. So I would have assumed it was that. But not knowing, I wasn't sure if the NFL had a special one that you pour on the coach that's different color than normal. But I would have recommended. I would have told people that we have yellow on the sidelines in the games. But I don't want to get in any trouble with the betting stuff. So.
I wish I would have spoken to you last week. All right. Speaking, did you get to talk to Kellen Moore, who is now offensive coordinator for the Eagles, now signed on for the Saints as head coach? Did you get to discuss with him, say, hey, don't leave. Don't leave for New Orleans. Just stay here. Come on, let's be winners again.
Yeah, I did. I said, man, we've only had you for, not even a full year, and you're leaving already. I said it was so fun having you as the offensive coordinator, getting close to him. It's sad to see him leave. I'm super happy for him. But I did put my 2 cents in there and told him, you might as well come back for one more. And I guess it was too good of an opportunity for him to pass up on, though.
Yeah, you guys have the best tasting Gator. The yellow Gatorade's the best tasting. And now he's going to take a chance with the Saints. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. Back to the week leading up. Did you get to go out in New Orleans, or was Big Dom making sure no one left to get any midnight beignets?
Yeah, Big Dom did a good job keeping us on lockdown. I did get to experience the city the first few days we were there. We had a little bit more time. Walked around the city. Just an incredible city. They did a great job hosting it. It's a cool city though. I got try a lot of good food. They got great food down there. Some of the oysters that I ate were just delicious. All the seafood down there was cool, and I got to experience it with all my family. They got to come down there and enjoy it as well. I think they had more fun than I did, but I was able to win the big game, and they didn't do that. So.
That's true. Which oysters are your favorite? Because they have so many. Did you like Did you try the roasted oysters?
Yeah, it was the ones from Drago's, the charbroiled or flame broiled oysters. They put all the butter and seasoning on it, so those were delicious.
I think they should replace the turkey. The turkey's funny on Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving game, but roasted oysters, I know I could say that, Parmesan encrusted, that should be what the winner gets on the Fox game or whichever one. I'm gonna put in a call.
Especially, you might as well take a little bit of the food that's local to the place. I don't know if New Orleans is a huge turkey town, so they should definitely switch it up a little bit.
How do you feel bad now about when you were booing Taylor Swift mercilessly? No, I don't think it was you.
No, it was obviously seeing her at the game. She's brought a lot of support to the NFL. But I'm glad I didn't have to see her with Travis holding another trophy. I'm glad we were able to be on that stage.
You did a good job there. So now what are we going to do without football for 6 months? I'm more asking for myself because I need some advice. I'm going to go nuts.
It's hard to believe that we got to wait that long until another game. The good thing is we got the draft coming up. You get all the speculations of that stuff, the combine. It seems like they do a good job of keeping football enough, but March Madness will be coming up. We can enjoy a little college basketball. I'll have to stop by, see the Sixers play a little bit. Hopefully they pick it up here soon, and just enjoy a little bit of downtime, get the body back feeling right. Maybe go find some sunshine, because it seems like it's going to be a little cold in Philadelphia for a while.
Right. Yeah. Take a nice little trip. I have to ask, and for those that don't know, you got your first name, because your dad was a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm not making that up, right?
No, that's true. Yeah, he was a big Cowboys fan, named me after him. And, probably hated to see me get drafted to their biggest rival, but it's been incredible living in Philadelphia with the name Dallas. They've tried to start GoFundMe's to get me to change my name to Philly. But it's cool. You hear the chants all the time, Dallas sucks. And then people will be like, no, not you, the Cowboys. So it's cool to have that name in such an amazing city where the Dallas Cowboys are the rival.
It must be confusing. I appreciate the tribute. I'm looking over your head with the 88. I can only imagine that's for Des Bryant and Michael Irvin and CD Lamb, right? So, oh, no, wait.
They said they didn't give me double ace not to throw me the ball. I think that might be a Des quote. So
Exactly.
I took that from Dallas and brought it with me here.
So now, how does it work? Do you get to name your son Philadelphia or Philly, or are you going to break the tradition here?
Man, maybe if I get a pet dog, I'll have to name him Philly. I don't know if that'll work for my kid, but no, it'll be exciting when that time comes.
That's fair enough. Okay. Another thing that's exciting, this parade Friday, the city's going to be insane. Now, they made it on Valentine's Day, probably. So I don't know that anyone's going to attend now. All the meatheads are going to be taking their wives and girlfriends out for a nice dinner. Might skip the parade. No, it's going to be nuts. Yeah. Have you thought about this? What your plan is?
Yeah, I've thought about it a little bit. Ever since I got drafted here, I remember watching the parade back when they won it in 2018 and seeing how unreal it was. You always remember Jason Kelsey's speech and Chris Long's outfit are the two things that stick out to me. So I'm just going to try to soak it in, enjoy the moment as much as I can. And it's going to be so cool to see everybody in Philadelphia. And, they're so passionate about it. They've been on Broad Street partying ever since we won the game. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like. It's going to be chaos, but it's going to be a pretty special moment that I'm just going to try to enjoy as much as I can.
Of course. And maybe you should plan ahead a little. Maybe spike a cheesesteak on stage, or, if you want to mention me, you could say that idiot Cousin Sal doubted us. This is for you. That's fine if you want to do something like that.
Yeah, I can do that. I might bring my unicycle out, see if they'll let me ride that behind the buses.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, do that for sure. That'd be good. Tell us about the good things you're doing with Amgen.
Yeah, so I have plaque psoriasis where you get flaky, rough patches on my body. And, I've been dealing with it since I was 10. So basically my whole life. And the biggest thing for me is being in a football locker room. One of the treatments is you can get ointments and topicals that you put on your skin, and being in a locker room, having people see your flakes, you want to cover them up as best as you can. But it was hard for me to put topicals on enough. So partnering with Amgen, I was able to talk to my doctor and find something that kind of works for me. And you guys can go visit my story at dallasgstory.com. Kind of tells more about my plaque psoriasis and what I've been dealing with to try to overcome that.
All right. Well, you're doing great things. What a year. Overcome this plaque psoriasis and a Super Bowl. God bless you. There he is, Super Bowl champ Dallas Goedert. Dallas, enjoy the parade, okay? Congrats again.
Appreciate it. Good talking to you.